Okay, my name's Richard Petrie, and this is about how to collapse beliefs. Very useful thing to do. So what we're going to do is basically show you how to collapse people's beliefs, yours and other people's. Now, why is it useful? Firstly, it's pretty useful to be able to influence yourself. You can change your own beliefs using this process, and you can influence other people. And there's no such thing. The reason this is so useful is there's no such thing as a self-made man or a self-made woman, because basically greatness is achieved by leveraging other people. Anyone who's powerful or achieved great things has usually done it by getting other people to help them with certain elements. No one can achieve everything by themselves. So your ability to influence others will directly determine how powerful you are in life. But even don't forget the fact of just even being able to influence yourself, changing your own beliefs which don't support you and move you ahead. So what is a belief? Have a quick think. What is a belief? What is it really? Well, it's nothing but a feeling of certainty about something. So let's be really clear about what it is and what it isn't. It's not the truth, right? It is not the truth. The truth is the truth. A belief is just a feeling of certainty about something. So an example, Muhammad Ali, an example of a belief. Muhammad Ali is the greatest boxer ever would be a belief. Okay, Porsche is the best car ever designed. This house is the best house on the market. Now these are examples of beliefs. What's not a belief is that the sun rises in the east and sets in the west. Well, that's actually the truth. That's what happens. Okay, that's not a belief, that's a fact. Whereas most other things are beliefs. You know, someone just has a feeling of certainty. And so these are the things we won't be able to. You know, if you're trying to influence someone else or even yourself, you know, you might have a belief about all sorts of things, that I'm ugly or I'm not very good at math or anything. You can collapse these beliefs really easily. And here's what you do. A belief is a bit like a table. Okay, the belief is like the tabletop, and it needs 3 legs or more to stand up. Any belief or any table, let's just stick with tables, any table needs 3 legs to stand up. Okay, 4 legs, 5 legs, 6 becomes very solid. But 3 legs, it's okay, but 1 leg goes, it falls over. If you've got a table with just 2 legs, it won't stand up. Okay, so you break one of the legs and the table collapses. And this is what we need to do, is break the legs. And down she goes. Beautiful, and there's the leg sticking up in the air. So how to collapse a belief. Number 1, identify their belief or your belief. Identify it. Isolate what the legs are and then break the legs. Okay? Good. What am I talking about? Isolate the legs. Well, the legs are the reasons that hold the belief up. So if you imagine the belief is like the top of the table and the legs are the reasons that they believe that thing. Okay? Now the secret here is you attack the legs, not the tabletop. If someone was to say Muhammad Ali is the greatest, to come along and say, well, I don't think he's the greatest, you're going to struggle to collapse that belief by saying, I think George Foreman's the greatest. Okay? What you need to do is you need to attack the legs. So you need a little strategy for finding out what the legs are. The legs, remember, are the reasons why people believe that belief. Okay? So here's what you say. You say, that's an interesting belief. What are the reasons you have to believe that? So why do you say that? Why do you say that Muhammad Ali is the greatest? Okay, then they'll give you their reasons for saying it. And those are the things you need, because those are the things you need to chop down. Okay, so let's say, belief, Muhammad Ali is the greatest of all time, the greatest boxer of all time. That's an interesting belief. Why do you say that? Well, he won the Sportsman of the Century. True. He beat George Foreman actually. He beat Sonny Liston, George Foreman, and Joe Frazier. And he won a gold medal in Rome. What more can you say? Muhammad Ali is the greatest. He's not just the greatest boxer, he's the greatest sportsman of the century. Okay, what I need is my axe. I need to come down. Now, I probably only need to attack one of these to make that person doubt themselves. But if I can attack all 3, well, yeah, the table's got no chance. So let's have a look. Sportsman of the century. Well, that's based on his impact. You know, really, it's pretty well established. It's based on his impact, not really his record. Okay, based on his impact. And the journalist That was a statement, that he won the Sports Person of the Century, was voted by Sports Illustrated. Now, these guys are journalists. They're not necessarily the best judges. They are self-proclaimed experts. These journalists who voted him, if they weren't writing for the Sports Illustrated, they weren't necessarily known as the biggest experts. It's a magazine's just given this award, right? Okay, well, he bought George Foreman, Sonny Liston, Joe Fraser. Yeah, but his overall record, he also lost to Joe Fraser, and he lost to Leon Spinks, and he lost to Larry Holmes. His record was actually 56-5, 5 losses. That is not the greatest record. I mean, that's, to say he's the greatest sportsman of all time in the 20th century is really referring to the impact he had. No doubt he was very good. He was one of the best boxers, but his record doesn't actually stack up. Gold medal in Rome, well, many people have won a gold medal. There's a lot of people who have won a gold medal in Rome for boxing. Okay? Now, do you think if you were counted with those arguments, people might start to doubt themselves just a little bit? And what they might say is, as their belief collapses, is, oh, I never looked at it like that. Never thought of it that way. Let's have a look at a selling situation. This house is too expensive. Well, why do you say that? That's an interesting belief. Well, let's say you're a real estate agent. 34 Smith Street down the road was low in price. And this only got 3 bedrooms, not 4. Smith Street had 4 bedrooms, and it's smaller than 32 William Street. Yet it's the same price. Okay, let's see if we can get out our axe and break down some of these legs. Yes, 34 Smith Street is cheaper, but this is a better suburb. I mean, do you want to live in a better suburb or a cheaper suburb? Value for money, suburb for suburb. This is a better buy. 3 bedrooms, yeah, but you could put up a wall in the living room because it is a large living room and you've got an extra bedroom. So you're buying this house for the price of a 3-bedroom house in a really good suburb, but you could actually turn it into a 4-bedroom house and make a lot of money. Smaller bedroom, yeah, but the section on this place is larger than William Street. Okay, the house is marginally smaller, but the section's larger, and most of the value of these properties is in the section, not the building. I mean, you can add to it, but this place, it's more expensive than the other 2 we've looked at, but it's a hell of a lot better value for those reasons. Uh-oh. Golden statement. I never thought of it like that. And what's happened then is their beliefs collapsed. Anyway, that is how you collapse beliefs.